You ever watch a kid's cartoon and just find yourself thinking, how do they do that? You know, behind all the silly voices and the characters slipping on banana peels, there's usually this brilliant, surprisingly simple formula at work. Well, today, we're pulling back that curtain to show you exactly what it is. Okay, let's get into it.
So what is that secret recipe? Is it all just random, chaotic fun? Or is there a very deliberate structure, something designed to make kids laugh, learn something, and totally fall in love with the characters? We're about to find out, because we're going to reverse engineer a perfect example. So, for our case study, we've got the full script for an episode called Bongo the Funny Monkey, The Big Banana Mess. Now, we're not just going to read you a story. Nope, we're going to treat this script like an architect's blueprint, breaking it down piece by piece to see how it's all built to work together perfectly.
So, here's how we'll do it. We'll start with the basic blueprint of the show. Then, we'll meet the characters, map out the story's simple structure, decode the language of its comedy, and, this is key, uncover the all-important moral. By the end, we'll have the whole recipe laid out.
First things first, every great story, no matter how wild, needs a solid foundation. Before a single thing can go wrong, the creators have to build the world. Basically, a playground that's perfectly designed for all the fun that's about to happen.
And look how fast the script does this. Right away, it sets the boundaries. It's a comedy, it's for 6 to 10-year-olds, and it's set in Jungletown. Now, that's not just a location, it's a promise. It's a promise of a simple, vibrant world where anything can happen, and it's perfectly tailored to make its target audience feel right at home.
Okay, so the foundation is in place. What's the next crucial ingredient? It's the characters. For a show like this to really work, you need a cast that the audience can understand and connect with almost instantly.
And this is where you see the genius of using classic character types or archetypes. You've got the chaotic hero, the wise best friend, the grumpy but lovable neighbor, and the silly little sidekick. And here's why that's so smart. Because these roles feel so familiar, the writers don't have to waste any time on long backstories. They can just jump right into the action and pour all their energy into the jokes.
I mean, Bongo's very first line tells you everything you need to know. He's already crashed into something, he's having a conversation with fruit, and he's laughing about it. This isn't just an introduction, it's basically his character's mission statement. He's a cheerful, well-meaning agent of total chaos.
And then you have Leo. His complete outrage is the perfect response to Bongo's cluelessness. He's the one who gives the mess some stakes and creates all that great comedic tension. See, the joke isn't just that Bongo made a mess, it's how dramatically Leo reacts to it. They're a classic comedy duo.
And finally, you've got Ellie, who plays her part as the emotional anchor. So while Bongo is causing all the chaos and Leo is yelling about it, Ellie brings the warmth. She sees the good intention behind the disaster, which is absolutely essential for the story's heart to actually shine through.
All right, so we have our world and our characters, but how do you actually structure their adventure? Well, this is where the script pulls out an incredibly effective, time-tested formula for the plot. It's the classic 3-act structure, just boiled down to its absolute essence. Act 1, a simple goal is set. Act 2, things go wrong and the chaos gets bigger and funnier. At Act 3, the resolution, where the problem gets solved. For a young audience, the structure is perfect. It's predictable in the best possible way. It creates a safe framework that makes all the chaos feel fun and exciting instead of scary.
The script even uses the narrator to kind of wink at the audience and let them know what's coming. This is such a brilliant move for kids' storytelling. It's like saying, hey everyone, get ready, because the really fun part is about to start. It just builds up all that anticipation. So a good structure is essential, but the story really comes alive in how it's executed. This next part is all about the polish, the specific tools the script uses to make all that chaos genuinely funny.
Think about how sound is pretty much its own character here. You get a little ding for an idea, a splat when someone falls, that sad trombone wah 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 for Leo's frustration. These aren't just random noises, they're emotional signposts. They punctuate every single joke and tell the audience exactly how to feel from one moment to the next. And of course, you get these big, bold sound words written right into the action. Words like kaboom. It's the pure language of slapstick comedy. It ensures the humor is physical and visual, landing with a huge impact without needing any complicated dialogue at all.
And right here, this is the engine that makes the whole show's comedy run. The humor just explodes from the huge gap between Bongo's cheerful, totally oblivious perspective and Leo's completely justified anger. Bongo sees a free cake sample, but Leo sees an absolute catastrophe. That contrast, that's where the biggest laughs are hiding. Okay, now let's talk about how all this chaos actually comes together to deliver a real message. Because for all the explosions and splats, a truly great kids' cartoon has to have a heart. This is where we find the real purpose of the story.
This is the emotional low point, and it is absolutely vital. For the moral to have any real impact, the hero has to stop, look at the mess they've made, and feel truly sorry. Bongo's quiet little apology is the moment the chaos finally stops, and the lesson begins.
And there it is, the moral of the story, stated clearly, simply, and with so much warmth. The entire crazy adventure was carefully engineered just to deliver this one single positive message. It reframes Bongo's failure not as a disaster, but as a beautiful try that came from the heart. This is the takeaway that really matters.
So, after deconstructing the world, the characters, the plot, the comedy, and the heart, what does the final blueprint actually look like? Let's put all of the pieces together. So the Bongo Blueprint is this powerful and totally repeatable formula. You start with simple, lovable character types. You drop them into a clear 3-act story. Goal, chaos, resolution. Then you pump up the fun with sound effects and physical comedy. And most importantly, you ground all of that chaos in a clear, positive moral about kindness and just trying your best. You know, this formula isn't just for a funny monkey. You can see its DNA everywhere, from the classic cartoons you grew up with to the biggest animated hits today. So now that you have the blueprint, what other stories does it help you unlock? And maybe more importantly, what kind of chaotic, heartfelt story could you build with it?